You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
We are live in San Diego, California. Trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Tonight, as Rick Pitino's St. John's Red Storm take on Bill Self's Kansas Jayhawks. And we are joining this one in progress. 16-12, St. John's did the same thing they've done. They got off to a good start right off the bat. Jumped out to a big an early 10-point lead, and then gave it back a little bit. Now it's a 4-point game. Listen, this game is expected to go down to the wire. It's going to be a tight game. Two good teams. St. John's has won 20 of 21 games. The 20 of their last 21 games. They're fifth seed in the East bracket. Kansas is 24-10 for the season, 13-7 in the Big 12. They won against Cal Baptist 68-60 in the first round. They're the 4 seed in this tournament in the Eastern region, and it should be a good one, and it is so far. 8:55 to go in the first half. It's a St. John's shooting 6 of 23 from the field, 4 of 16. So both teams are kind of off a little bit on their shooting, but they should be able to get it going. St. John's has hit a couple threes, which has helped a lot. St. John's has the ball. Dylan Darling works it around, and now it's Jackson. Jackson to Ejiofor. Ejiofor holding the top of the key, 15 to shoot. Now he puts it on the floor, gets it. Here is Sellers. Left corner, Hopkins looking, drive, spins into the lane, fadeaway, jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Kansas, a good play. And they push it up the court. Bedunga on the play with the grab to the rebound. Here's Peterson. Peterson, star of this team. He's going to be a lottery pick when he decides to come out in the NBA. Scored 28 last in the first round against Cal Baptist. Driving to the lane. Here's Council. Up top now. Begunda, and he makes the shot. Good, pretty shot from the top of the key. It's a 2-point St. John's lead. Here comes St. John's now. 7:55 to go. Darling has it. Left wing Hopkins. Bounce pass in low to Zuby. Zuby looks, gets it back to Hopkins. Thinks about a 3. Now he thinks better of it. Guarded by Bedunga tight. Driving right hand into the lane, and now he pulls it back out. Bounce pass to Zuby at the left elbow. He puts up a jumper off the front of the rim, and no good. So St. John's still a little cold from the field here. Here comes Kansas. Trying to push it fast and a foul. A foul is going to be on Sellers. It's his first. And so Kansas has worked themselves right back into this game after a slow start, 16-14 first half. 7:29 to go. This is the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself.
It's for teachers,
students,
designers, mechanics,
Scientists.
And millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise, can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon.
There ain't no doubt in my mind. This is my time.
Find your place in space. Space for all.
You're listening to the Big East Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
All right, back here in San Diego, St. John's with a 2-point lead. 16-14 right off the bat. They jumped out early. Kansas has played well lately. Now in the last couple of minutes, St. John's 6 of 25 from the field, only 24%. But luckily for them, Kansas is shooting just 29%. St. John's has 4 3-pointers, though, which has helped. Turnovers, 2 for St. John's, 5 for Kansas. So a sloppy game to start. Hopkins has 6 points for St. John's. Peterson with 7. Peterson, of course, went for 28 against Cal Baptist in the first round. In their first round win just the other night right here in San Diego. So St. John's trying to make their first Sweet 16 since 1999 when they went to the Elite Eight and lost in the Elite Eight. This is only it's the first not the first NCAA tournament. They met 4 times in the NCAA tournament. One of them was for a championship in 1959. Kansas won the game. Here we go. Back to the action here. Council has it. Council for Kansas in the front court. Being guarded by Sellers. Council puts on the floor. 14-foot jump shot is good. And it's tie game. 16-16, 17 minutes left. Darling brings it up for St. John's. Good comeback here by Kansas, taking advantage of St. John's poor shooting to start here. St. John's didn't hit those threes early. They'd be in trouble right now. Darling has it. Left-hand drive. Now kicks it out. Hopkins for 3 from the left wing, and it's no, he got the roll. It's in. It went high up in the air off the rim and then bounced in. There was a foul called. We're going to see if it's on the floor. The basket's going to count, I think. It's got to count because the ball was out of his hands. It hit off the far rim all the way up in the air and then fell right through. There's a foul on the floor. It's going to be against Kansas. Yep, on the floor. So that's going to be St. John's going to get the ball back after the 3. Here's Darling now off the inbound. Quick 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound. Oh, edging forward with a good rebound. Looks, kicks it out. Hopkins has the left wing. Thinks about a 3. Now thinks better of it. Gives it to Zuby. He hands it off. Darling from straight on 3. No good. Rebound grabbed by Kansas. And they take control. Oh, big opportunity missed for St. John's. They could have had a 6-point trip down the floor if there were any of those 3s went in. Here's Mabia. Mabia looks now, gives it to Peterson. Peterson drives left wing for 3. No good. Oh, and a rebound for Kansas is up and in, and a foul. And Bia with the foul. The big center for Kansas got the rebound, put it up, and was fouled. And now has a shot at a 3-point play and a chance to tie the game. Oh, good rebounds on both ends by these teams. Offensive rebounds. That one is going to be a foul on Zuby Ejiofor. Mbia with 3 points, 5 rebounds already in this one in the first, 14 minutes or so. Misses the free throw. Rebound grabbed by Zuby. Hands it to Darling, who pushes up the court, left wing. Now it's Zuby, looks to drive. Out, up top, Zuby's got it now in the paint. Up with the right hand and rejected, and a foul called. Let's see if they're going to call a goaltend on this. I don't think it was. No goaltend, so it is a foul, though. Shooting foul. These 2 legendary coaches, Rick Pitino and Bill Self, going up against. Both have multiple national championships. Both are in the Hall of Fame. Just legendary NCAA royalty on each sideline for each team. Here comes free throws now for Zuby. It's up. First one is good. and St. John's has a 20-18 lead. Big time block right there by Badunga for Kansas. He's a big boy, almost a 7-footer. Second one on its way is good. Comes in at 6'10". St. John's with a 3-point lead. 21-18 is the score. Oh, there's a turnover out of bounds. Let's see who's touched it last on the inbound. It's going to be St. John's ball, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, he just threw it out of bounds. St. John's is going to get the ball back. Bad inbound by Kansas. That's a mistake right there. Another turnover. 6 turnovers. Darling, a 3 from long range. No good, nothing. Oh, the rebound comes right to Zuby, and he slams it home with 2 hands. Zuby Ejiofor wide open. Nobody even near him when he got the rebound, and he threw it down with 2 hands. St. John's has a 23-18 lead. 5:40 to go. Into the front court. Here comes Kansas looking into the paint. Spinning, and Bunga throws it up with the left hand. The hook shot is good. Oh, pretty shot that time by Benuga. And it's a 23-20 St. John's lead. 5:20 to go. Zuby's got it, hands to Darling. He's loved to take the 3. He's wide open now. Decides to put it on the deck. Passes to Zuby in the paint. Back out. Hopkins for 3 from the right wing. And it's no good. Missed everything. And the rebound is juggled, and Kansas just keeps it from going out of bounds. And they control into the front court. Here comes Peterson. Peterson, oh, nice move. Gets into the lane. He's stripped by Darling. Oh, good. Oh, and they're going to call a foul. Oh, I don't know about that. A foul by doing Darling. I mean, he reached in. He stripped it. I don't know. They get the foul, though, called. It's the 6th personal. 16 foul on St. John's. Next one, Kansas will be in the bonus. So Kansas is going to inbound the ball. They'll get another shot at this possession. They trail by 3. Foul trouble for Kansas a bit. And Bia with 2 fouls and Badunga with 2 fouls. And Badunga is going to take a seat on the bench with 5 minutes left. They're looking to get it in. They do. They get it in. Here comes Badunga. Puts it up. Around. No good. Sorry, that was Bia that's going to take the seat on the bench. Up top. Throws it away. And another turnover by Kansas as it goes into the backcourt. It's going to be touched and over and back. And Kansas is sloppy. Very, very sloppy. 7th turnover for the Jayhawks. Man. And they're just throwing it away. They tough time getting the ball in. This St. John's defense has been smothering all day. All tournament, actually, and even back into the Big East tournament. It's a 23-20 lead for St. John's. 4:48 to go in the first half. 23-20 is your score. St. John's inbounding it underneath the Kansas hoop, and now they throw it out of bounds, and a foul is called. No, it's last touched by Kansas. So St. John's will retain possession. We'll keep it right here. St. John's going to inbound now from the sideline. They get it in. Ejiofor has it. St. John's 8 for 31 from field goals. Here's at the top of the key. Sellers drives. Kicks it out. Hopkins thinks about the 3, fakes it, drives it into the lane. Back out now. He throws it away, and this is going to be a backcourt violation by St. John's. Man, when do you ever see that? Back-to-back, over and back violations. One by each team. And like I said, it's been sloppy, but it happens. Big-time pressure in this game. 4:33 to go. This time, Kansas will inbound it into the backcourt, and they will get the offense set up. Melvin Council across the timeline. Looks to drive, right hand into the lane, and he throws it up off the backboard. Rebound. Oh, he lost it. Another turnover. Darling gets it. He's fouled. Oh, man. Council was going real hard to the hole. Was going to throw it. Was trying to pass it. I think it slipped off his hand as he tried to pass it with one hand underhand, and the thing just went flying off the backboard into the hands of Dylan Darling. Just a bad play by Council right there. St. John's now with the ball. 4:20 to go. Low scoring first half here. 23-20. St. John's really ice cold from the field, but hit a couple threes, which has really helped them out. Oh, and now Zuby throws it away. 4 straight turnovers. Man. Craziness here. It says 4 straight turnovers by these two teams. 4:10 left. Let's see if anybody can at least get the ball and throw it. Zuby threw that right out of the back end of the court. Nobody even close. McDowell has it for Kansas. Puts it on the deck council. Now Peterson being guarded by Darling. Peterson left-hand dribble gets it to Tiller. Tiller hands it back to Jackson. Now McDowell. McDowell up top. Peterson. Good defense by St. John's. 5 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Looks, puts it across over right elbow. He's got to shoot. 1 second. Picks it out for 3. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound to Hopkins. Here comes Dylan Darling now up into the front court. Into the lane. He drives and he throws it off the rim. No good. Wild shot. He got tied up. Good defense by Kansas. And the ball comes in the front court. Kansas with it. Still a 3-point deficit. Peterson, fadeaway jumper, no good. And Zuby picks up the rebound. Oh, man, these teams can't hit nothing today. Ice cold from the field. 8 of 25 for Kansas. 8 of 31. Here's Zuby driving into the lane. He gets it knocked out of his hands. Rebound Sellers. He spins and throws up a hook shot, and it's in. Nice play. Ozias Sellers, and it's 25 of 20, a 5-point lead for St. John's. So St. John driving now all the way into the lane and pulls up a layup is Melvin Council. St. John's didn't even bother to play defense on that one. He went right through everybody, coast to coast, and it's back to a 3-point game. 12 points in the paint for the Kansas Jayhawks, only 6 for St. John's. Zuby's got it, up top, gets it to Jackson. Jackson, left wing, Darling puts up 3, and it's rejected by Peterson, and he's going to bring it. He's all alone, and a foul coming back by Mitchell. Oh, Peterson with a beautiful block coming from behind on Dylan Darling, who was attempting a 3-pointer, and he was just outrun by Mitchell, who came in from behind and tried to strip him in a foul. That was a great block. This Peterson, listen, he's in the NBA draft. He's going to be a lottery pick, and you can see why. 25-22, low scoring first half, 2:25 to go. This is the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports! Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself. It's for teachers,
students,
designers, mechanics, scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise, can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon. Find your place in space. Space for all.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
St. John's with a 3-point lead, 2:25 to go in the first half. Peterson at the line, 7 points. He scored 28 the other night in the opening round matchup for Kansas. He buries the first free throw. 25-23, St. John's with the lead. Both teams have really struggled with turnovers and shooting. Shooting has been ice cold on both sides. Second one on its way, he got them both. It's a 1-point game, 2:25 to go. First half. Sellers has it for St. John's. He's going to bring it up into the front court. Now it's Hopkins, left side. Hopkins holds it above the 3-point line. Up to the top to Zuby. Zuby picks up his dribble, gets it back. Now it's going to be Sellers again. Right side, Sannon. And here's the three from Prey, and he buries it. Oh, Ruben Prey with a good three. And St. John's continues to hit their threes. That's all they can hit. They have shot 22 threes in the first half. 28-24. 1:50 to go. 6 of 22 with St. John from three. A ridiculous amount if you know this team. Here's the left wing now. It's White. White has it. White for Kansas looking. Nobody there. Into the corner, Peterson. Peterson has it being guarded by Sannon. Gets it out over almost an over and back again. And it is. It's an over and back. Another turnover from Kansas. And Bill Self hates it. He's arguing with the ref. And it didn't look like an over and back to me. Let's see what he does. He touches it. Oh, it was a dribble. He dribbled it to keep it in the front court. And you can't do that. They call that a dribble. Yeah, it's absolutely an over and back. So that is another turnover. 8th of the game, 8th and a half for Kansas. Here is Prey. Ruben Prey with a big three last time down the court. Looking, here's Jackson for three, and he got it. Another one. Oh, St. John's red hot. Timeout on the floor. Kansas takes the timeout. 31-24. St. John's red hot from three. We'll be back right after this.
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself.
It's for teachers,
Students.
designers, mechanics, scientists,
And millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1. Watch out. Here I come. This is my...
All right, back here, 31-24. St. John's with the lead. Here comes Peterson driving the length of the floor, and he gets it in with the right hand in the layup. 31-26. St. John's really lacking on the defensive end on these full code. They don't get back in time. Here's Zuby at the other end. He puts it up. No good. Foul called. It was put back in on the rebound, but it's not going to count as the foul was called before on the first shot. And it should be Zuby shooting some free throws. Zuby went in there, drew the contact on Mbia, who's back on the floor. He's got 3 fouls now, so real trouble for Kansas in the foul trouble department. Here's Zuby with the free throw. First one on its way is good. 32-26. Under a minute to go in the first half. Halftime, we're going to be bringing you to the CBS crew. They will cover the halftime for us, and we'll be back in the second half. 32-26, 6-point lead for St. John's. Second one on its way. Got them both. Zuby Ejiofor. And now St. John's with the full court press here. Looking to throw it in. He gets it into Council. He brings it. He's got a head of steam. Coming into the front court. Goes up with the right hand. No good. Rebound comes right to St. John's. Hopkins has it. And they can hold it now. This is about 20-second difference into the corner. Jackson fakes the three. Now drives baseline. Puts it up and under. No good. Rebound. Offensive rebound. Zuby, and he's fouled going up for another shot. More free throws coming for St. John's. Zuby Ejiofor with a good offensive rebound and a lot of traffic under the hoop as both teams decide to take it and then just press it on those last two trips. Kansas wasn't able to convert. St. John's got the rebound, went the other way, and off an offensive rebound, Zuby Ejiofor shooting free throws. First one on its way, short, no good. Elsewhere around the tournament, Tennessee with a 12-8 early lead, 5 minutes into that one against Virginia. Tennessee, the 6 seed. UVA is a 3 seed. Miami lost earlier to Purdue. Iowa State blew out Kentucky. All teams going to the Sweet 16. 39 and a half seconds left in the first half. Second one on its way. He got one of two. It's an 8-point lead for St. John's. Now there's going to be some offensive and defensive switches. They don't want to get a late foul here for Zuby as Abina Yo comes in for St. John's. Again, full court press. He runs the baseline. Looking, he better get it in. He does, just barely. And it's Jackson. Jackson's going to slowly walk it up. 30 seconds to go. There's about a 9-second difference. Jackson looks to drive into the paint. Left side, goes up, throws up a fader high off the glass. No good. Rebound, St. John's has it. Hopkins, they can hold for a final shot. The shot clock's off. Hopkins into the front court. Dribbles it slowly near midcourt. 15 seconds left. Hopkins looking between the legs. 10 seconds to shoot. Drives into the lane. Goes up and he is fouled. Nope, not fouled. No foul called. There was a lot of contact. It goes out of bounds. St. John's will retain possession. Last touch by Kansas. Lot of contact there. I'm surprised there was no foul. Either way, 8.5 to go. St. John's still has the ball. And Zuby comes back in now. It gives them a chance to substitute him in for the final 8 seconds. Here we go. Inbounding. St. John's under the hoop. They better get it in. He throws it, and it's went off of it. Just a bad inbound. It's going to be Kansas ball. A turnover by St. John's. And Patino is furious. He just dropped it. He went to pass it to San, and then halfway through it decided I don't want to pass it to San, and dropped the ball. And he dropped it out of bounds. So you don't see that every day. A lot of things have happened here you don't see every day. 5 seconds to go. Here comes Peterson into the front court, looking, driving, throws up an alley-oop. It's no good. And the rebound, and that is it. That's the end of the first half as Sannon throws a long three-quarters court shot, misses everything. And that will bring us to halftime. Man, just a poorly played first half with the shooting by both teams, turnovers. St. John's, though, they come away with it with an 8-point lead there, 20 minutes from a trip to the Sweet 16. 34-26 is your halftime score. Let's give you some of the halftime numbers real quick before we send you out to the CBS crew. St. John's, Ejiofor with 9 points, and then you got Jackson with 3, Mitchell with 4, and Bryce Hopkins with 9. So, splitting up the scoring, but nothing really crazy. St. John's just shot the ball terribly, but so did Kansas. The Kansas side for the points, the leading point scorer in the game. Peterson, they've held Peterson. Listen, they've held Peterson to only 9. Zuby's the leading point scorer in the game. You got Council with 6, and Bia with 3, and Jackson with 4. And just listen, was not a very well played first half. Kansas 10 of 29, 34% from the field, and you think that's bad. So you see St. John's was 11 for 38, 28% from the field. The difference here has been the three-point shooting. St. John's scored a ton of. They took 23 three-pointers. That is not St. John's basketball. Not since Patino's been here. They were 7 of 23. Kansas 2 of 6. St. John's 30%, 33% for Kansas on the night so far. Free throws, St. John's 5 of 8, 4 of 7 for Kansas, and the turnovers was a big one there too. 9 turnovers for Kansas, 5 for St. John's, and the points off the turnovers is 12. And the St. John's have an 8-point lead. Hey, you'll take it. Might not be pretty, but you'll take it. 20 minutes to go. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. We're going to send you over to the CBS coverage for halftime. We'll be back right here for the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New York is...
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
Thanks, Phil. I'm gonna need more lemonade. When you build with decorators, the neighbors will notice. Decorators stand out.
Oh, I should get back to work.
Genesis signature event going on now. Lease the GB70 for $349 per month or get 1.99% APR. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
This is AT&T at the half. When the connection matters, it has to be AT&T, featuring America's best guarantee.
Well, this game hasn't been a shooter's darling, but Zuby Ejiofor is roaring against the school with which his career began. He's got 9 and 8 in St. John's, trying to reach the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1999. Welcome to AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker here alongside Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis, Charles Barkley's day begins, and St. John's is on top right now. What do you think?
Well, if you like defense, this is your type of game of physicality. If you like offense, you probably need to go over to TBS or something. I don't mind because the defense is smothering on both sides. St. John's, man, if they could consistently make shots, they would be incredible. But they're always going to bring their defense, and it's going to be up to Kansas to raise their offensive level if they're going to have a chance in the second half. But that defense, they're relentless. My man Ejiofor, woo, that's a grown man, y'all.
Yeah, he doesn't let up.
He does not let up.
Physical, chases down balls. And you talk about the defense, you kind of teed me up nicely here because that's what St. John's does. They make you uncomfortable, and they don't let you get comfortable. Active hands in front of the ball, bodying you up. The 9 shot opportunities, nothing is easy. And on occasion, those turnovers turn into points. But the activity and the intensity and the length shows you what they can do defensively. Offensively, something else to be desired. They are up 8. It should be 18 based on the way they've defended and the kinds of shots they've gotten. They've gotten quality shots and just have bricked a lot of them.
It's obvious what Kansas' strategy is. Make them shoot 3-pointers. St. John's averages 21 a game on the season, 23 in the first half. If Kansas was merely bad at the offensive end, this game might be more competitive, but they've been absolutely flat out awful. It's hard enough to score against St. John's when you're playing well, but they've done everything they can to help. You see there a baseline out of bounds of Bryson Tiller and now Marco Jackson. This looks like me at Camp Equinox right there. Hitting the front of the rim. Exactly. Yeah, that's even better, but Bill Self has to wonder, like, it's hard enough for us to score. We get wide open layups. And by the way, St. John's is making sure Darren Peterson is not going to beat us. Somebody else is going to have to do that.
Right.
It's an uphill climb right now for the Jayhawks.
He had 6 points early, or 4 points early, and then just a couple here down the stretch. We entered the day with half of the Sweet 16 set, but would it be Miami or Purdue joining the party to start the day? And Miami Miami up 2 at the half. Shelton Henderson soaring. You knew this would be a pretty high-scoring game, Clark, and Purdue's Sweet 16, a mainstay. They flexed down the stretch.
They did. Fletcher Loyer was terrific. Only missed 1 shot on the day. He had 24 points. Purdue showing really good poise, timely defense, created a bit of a cushion late in the ball game, and then they rolled that right to the Sweet 16.
For the 4th time in 5 years, 7th in the last 9, and free throws big in that one as they advance to face Texas and San Jose on Thursday. Midwest region, 7 seed Kentucky facing 2 seed Iowa State, who without Joshua Jefferson, Seth, got a huge game from Nate Heisey.
Nate Heisey is one of the best 6 men in America. He was their 5th man today, but he was big time, but nobody was bigger than Taman Lipsey. How about a career-high 26 points, along with 10 assists for the double-double, and then Milan Momcilovic, when he's got it going, they are deadly. Credit the Cyclones coming together without their best player, Joshua Jefferson, moving on to the Sweet 16. Now they got a few days to practice without him, get some more reps in, get their strategy together moving forward. Really, really impressed.
Iowa State awaiting the winner going on right now on TNT between Virginia and Tennessee. How about the way the day started?
Well, I like to say this about Matt Painter is one of the most underrated coaches in America. We talk about Self, Pitino, Izzo, guys like that, and they deserve it, number one. But Matt Painter is one of the underrated coaches. But I want to give some love to Coach Lucas down in Miami. He, first year, set the record for the most wins coming in your first year, did a fabulous job. But man, that Purdue team, they play at such a level. Like, you're going to have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. That was a really good game to watch.
Yeah, and they play like a team that's been there before, poised and experienced.
Matt Painter, 500 wins now at Purdue as well. Hey, they say you can't teach height. That won't keep us from trying. When AT&T at the half returns after this.
Time, best time, all the time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
We'll do the install. You do you. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check just how permanent my body paint was.
Your student body president, Stephen Long!
Checking Allstate first was a great idea. Not checking if the body paint was permanent, not my finest moment. Yeah, check Allstate first. You can save hundreds. Rock chalk.
This is Fresh Pet. This is Hank. And to make fresh, healthy food for Hank, we harvest fresh.
Ship it fresh.
And craft it into recipes that are vet-developed and protein-packed. Because your dog deserves fresh, healthy food just like you. Fresh Pet. Healthy food fresh from the fridge.
Chicken Al Pastor is back at Chipotle, where fire meets flavor, where heat meets pineapple sweet, where chicken meets the sizzle of the grill, and where fans meet their favorite. Chicken Al Pastor, where fire meets flavor.
Before the world knows their names, they're students, teammates, competitors. Across NCAA campuses, dreams of Team USA take shape. Nearly 2/3 of Team USA once wore their school's colors. More than half of U.S. Paralympians trained as college athletes. Together, they carried that spirit to the podium. Because Olympians aren't just made, they're made here.
If I'm a winner, I want it all. Let's go!
Light your torch for the biggest, boldest Survivor season yet.
This is Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans.
The fans want chaos.
I've not seen that ever on Survivor.
New Survivor 50, CBS Wednesday at 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
The defending champions look every bit like, well, defending champs. Florida steamrolled through Prairie View A&M with the highest point total of any team so far in the tournament. Next up for the Gators, number 9, Iowa, coming up over on TBS. And chemistry on the court, often a result of chemistry away from it. For Florida juniors and roommates Thomas Houck and Alex Condon, a little friendly competition in the backyard is just part of their routine. Here's the latest chapter of March Madness Confidential.
That's going to count.
Damn.
Airball. I feel like it's a pretty special bond we have. You know, we've been in the same little situation for 3 years. You know, as freshmen, we came in together day one. We were working out, playing 1v1, and both have just been bouncing off each other since. I feel like, you know, if one of us does something well, like plays a really good game, it kind of motivates the other one to get to that same spot.
Fine, sir.
It's an American game, bro.
Alex is awesome, man. He's been my roommate for 3 years. He's awesome off the court, always looking to do something fun. You know, I got to tell the kid to relax sometimes. You know, we're always doing side quests and stuff.
Awesome. Psych. 1-0 good guys.
I certainly think, you know, the fact that Tommy and Kondo are best friends and roommates, you know, helps their connectivity on the floor. And I think you can see it.
He's trying to act like he's thinking right now.
Thomas and Alex, they're the ones that raise the bar in terms of not just their relationship, but, you know, who we are as a program.
Block that. Come on, baby. Come on.
They're a big reason why we are as elite of a program as we are today.
Yes. Come on.
That's just luck, bro.
Get that core. 2-0 good guys.
I think just being comfortable with him off the court is a main reason why that we play really well together. It's about to get really competitive. Oh my God, bro, this bloody racket. It's not regulation. Yeah, he's a very good player, and we're very lucky to have Tommy on the team.
Oh!
See, now he's talking, and he's getting overconfident.
Been best friends, you know, and super fun playing here and hooping with him. This is my 3 years. It's been awesome just growing up with him here.
Oh my gosh!
3-0.
What a sweep.
Oh my God. Do we have to post this, guys?
Yes, we know the answer to that. Trying to repeat as national champs, but Florida made a different type of history when 7'9" Olivier Rioux took the floor on Friday. The Guinness World Record holder for tallest teenager. He was 6'1" at age 8. He is now the tallest player ever to appear in the NCAA tournament. Why did he even jump for the dunk, making his presence felt in the first round? If you've seen him in person, it's just a little bit of a different type of tall. And we wanted to put in context exactly how tall 7'9" is, guys. We have this measured in a bunch of ways.
Yeah, we got, 51 bagels here, and I think 43 pizza boxes. I'm about 45 bagels high, or 80 inches. And if Mr. Olivier Rioux was here and I stood behind him, you would not see me at all.
You know, that's a big man. He's a nice kid, too. I hope he has a lot of great success, but, man, that is a big man. And first of all, that Florida, where they live in, man, is the real deal. That was impressive.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're about 4. You're about 8 balls high, so he's about 10 balls high. How many tires over there? 4, 6, 4. Looks like 11.
Man.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
a long fella.
That is.
That is a long fella.
That's pretty. That'd be the tallest guy you guys ever were.
Oh, you play with Manute, though, right?
I play with Manute.
And he's
yeah,
7'6". Manute Ball, the late great
stand next to Chuck and Clark, by the way. Now you guys know how I feel.
Yeah, that would be about the same.
That's why we always sit down with you.
Now you know how we feel. All right, the second half of St. John's in Kansas is coming up with a spot to the Sweet 16 on the line. But first, the Guarantee Guys here to tell you what's guaranteed this March Madness.
It's March Madness, and if you miss a game, you're guaranteed to go to extreme lengths to avoid spoilers.
I once made everyone in my entire apartment building sign a waiver to not talk to me.
How'd you communicate?
Through charades.
Oh, charades is basically how refs communicate.
Oh, good point, Ted. How well do you know your ref charades?
Let's try it out.
Okay.
Jump ball, traveling, leap of faith, take a bro trip, just me and you? Yes.
Dude, you finished my sentences without me even saying anything.
We just did charades. That's what that is.
That's charades?
Yeah.
Go to one big guy and invite her to scratch at his spot.
And I planned something special. March Madness themed sleepover.
I never got invited to one as a kid.
Why am I not surprised?
This is so you never forget about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
Looks like... Oh. Hi, is Allie there?
Allie who?
Allie, you just got dunked on. And his racket. Never fall asleep first, Chuck. We're down by 4.
They said we couldn't toast our sandwiches, but we did.
They said we couldn't make a euro, but we did.
So let's go out there and score how many?
40 points.
We're down by 40. Toasted sandwiches at Jimmy John's. Oh, that's good.
Lime in, clock out. Corona. La Playa awaits.
Well,
Walmart Express delivery comes in as fast as an hour, so I don't sweat the small stuff.
Relax, Tina. I didn't forget. I just remembered later.
Blake knew. She ordered this an hour ago.
It was urgent.
Yeah. Matt knew. I lost my bags again. This came faster than his ride from the airport. Your friends will thank you.
Look, extra snacks already here.
That fast?
Who knew?
You do. Knowing you can handle anything in an hour, that's powerful stuff. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
For over 100 years, the NCAA has supported student athletes competing and going to college. And now, the NCAA and its schools provide healthcare coverage, mental health services, scholarship guarantees, and more. And scholarships have grown. The NCAA is a launching point, a leg up, and a spot to land. See all the ways the NCAA puts student athletes first.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the...
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
(34-26). St. John's with a 8-point halftime lead. And a really poorly played offensive first half by both teams. Turnovers all over the place, missing shots. Both teams shooting right around 30% from the field, which is just abysmal. But St. John's uncharacteristically taking a ton of threes, shooting 23 threes. Sometimes they don't shoot that in 2 games. They shot it in the first half here, and they connected on 7 of them. Not a great percentage, but hey, they connected on 7 of them, and that seems to be the difference. That, along with a few other things, the defenses have been very good. Zuby Ejiofor with 9 points. They've held Peterson, who's the big player for Kansas, who is going to be a lottery pick in the NBA. They've held Peterson to just 7 points, and that's the story. He got 4 points early. He got 3 points after down, though he only got 3 more points the rest of the way. And now we are looking at it's an 8-point lead for St. John's. 34-26, 20 minutes to go. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line here. And it should be a pretty intense second half. You got 2 all-time. You got, like I said, you got NCAA royalty patrolling the sidelines for both teams with the coaches. Rick Pitino for St. John's, Bill Self, both Hall of Famers, both multiple national titles. And Self has won them with Kansas. St. John's has not been to a Final Four since 1984, and they're now just a couple wins away. Now, of course, the winner of this is going to probably get Duke. He's going to get Duke. So, hey, you take your shot, right? You want to get there. You want to get to the Sweet 16, get to the second weekend. It would be a big accomplishment for St. John's, especially the way the tournament ended and the season ended for them last year, losing in the second round to a good Arkansas team, a very good Arkansas team who's still alive in this tournament here, but losing there. So we want to thank everybody for watching, for listening. Don't forget to like the stream, share the stream, tell your friends, and leave us a review and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, as well as you can check us out, as always, on LockedUpSports.net. LockedUpSports.net. You can catch our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. We put out a show earlier today, and then we got this going on here today. We will cover all of St. John's games. We will cover a lot of the NCAA tournament games. So make sure you tune in. If you can't get to a TV, if you can't get to see the game, we always have it here for you. So St. John's, 34-26. They're 7 of 23 from three-point field goals. There's 7 turnovers, 9 turnovers for Kansas. And that's the problem for Kansas. They're throwing the ball away. They're throwing it out of bounds. They're throwing it to the other team. Peterson also 9 points, 2 of 6 from the field. That's their big player. He scored 28 points in the first round matchup against Cal Baptist. A 68-60 win, 28 points. That's almost half the team's output. So here we go. Second half about to get underway. Kansas in the white uniforms, blue trim, moving left to right. St. John's going right to left with the red uniforms, white trim. 20 minutes from a trip to the Sweet 16. Kansas with the ball first here in the front court. Here gets it back. Here's White. White puts it on the deck, top of the key. Shot no good, out of bounds. Last touch by Kansas. We're going the other way. St. John's basketball. So not a good, listen, he missed the shot from the top of the key. And St. John's gets the ball back. Dylan Darling brings it, waist-high dribble into the front court. Darling now gets to the right wing. Finds Sellers, right hand, right elbow jumper, no good, in and out. Rebound to Kansas, they're going to push it. Here comes Council. Council looking to go all the way. Finds Peterson trailing. He puts the brakes on and stops. Now into the paint. Oh, good pass interior, and it's Bidunga with the two-handed slam. And it's the first points on the board for Kansas here in the second half. 6-point lead for St. John's. Beautiful pass that time to Bidunga, who was all alone underneath. Hopkins with it now for St. John's. Right-hand dribble. Finds Darling. Thinks about the three, then thinks better of it. Right back to Hopkins on the right wing for three. Got it. Oh, big-time shot for Hopkins. And St. John's has a 37-28 lead. Now Kansas having a tough time to get it in. They just get it in under the 5 seconds. Here comes Peterson across the timeline, guarded by Hopkins. Puts it between the legs, right wing now. Council back to Bidunga, top. Looked like it was intended for Peterson. Bidunga has it. Now Peterson left wing, looks, drives baseline, pulls up, fadeaway jumper, in and out, no good. Oh, Justin went halfway down and then back out. St. John's with the rebound into the front court. Hopkins fakes the three, puts it on the deck, right-hand dribble, now hands it to Darling, back to Hopkins for three, up over the back of the iron, no good. Rebound to Council. Council pushes it. Council going to run here. Both teams go back and forth. Council puts it on the floor, spins, good defense by Darling, now goes around into the paint, up with the right hand, off the front of the rim and in. Oh, pretty shot. I don't know what the crowd was upset they wanted a foul call, but either way, pretty shot on the layup. 37-point lead for St. John's. Just underway, second half. Hopkins has it. Now at the top. Hopkins looking. Now he finds Darling. Right side, long three for Darling. Off the back of the iron, off the heel, no good. High rebound goes up and is grabbed by Kansas. Here comes Council into the paint. Throws it up with the right hand, no good, but he draws a foul. And he will be shooting free throws. Not a good shot at the other end by Darling. He took a long three. I mean, out of nowhere. This St. John's team shooting these threes like this is incredible. They never shoot threes like this. And to just come out and be ripping them like this, 26 three-point attempts. And like I said, they don't get that in 2 games sometimes. Council at the line. First free throw is good. Now, Kansas has 9 wins this season when trailing at the half. It's the most by any head coach in this tournament, but most by any team in this tournament. It's a 6-point deficit. Second one on its way, and it rattles around and in. 37-32 St. John's with the lead. 17-26 to go. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt now by Kansas. They're going to back off, though, once it's inbounded. And St. John's brings it across into the front court. Zuby with the ball. Up top to Hopkins. Now back to Zuby. Zuby has it looking. Finds Sellers. Thought about a three. Now puts it on the deck. He's double teamed. Gets it to Zuby, who fakes the three at the top. Finds Darling. Darling doesn't take the three. Drives. Right wing pass. There they go. Back to Sellers. Out to Hopkins. Hopkins on the left wing. Oh, good defense this time in a shot clock violation. Good defense by Kansas. They were smothering all. St. John's couldn't get a clean shot. It's a shot clock violation, a turnover. It's going the other way. Man, that was the best defensive set that they have had all game. They were right on anyone that had the ball. Nobody could get a shot off. Oh, and then they throw it right back out of bounds. Kansas, on the inbound, they threw it right back out of bounds, right to St. John's. So frustrating if you're a Kansas fan. Man, bounce pass, nobody there. I don't know what they're thinking. They've been throwing balls out of bounds all day. So, a second chance here for St. John's. Here's Sellers. Sannon misses a three, gets nothing but air. He wanted a foul. He doesn't get one. It looked like maybe he was touched, but he wasn't. The referee say no, it's going to be another turnover. So now 3 straight turnovers. We had a scenario in the first half where there was 4 straight turnovers. See if we can tie it here. So here we go. Kansas gets it in bounds, which is, an accomplishment at this point. It's Peterson in the front court. Peterson's going to have to take this game over if they're going to want to come back and win. Peterson drives the left hand baseline, looks, finds a man in the corner for 3. Short, no good. Rebound, grabbed, and now it's on the floor. Still bodies all over the place. Picked up by Sannon. Here he comes in the front court. Jackson, what a move. Underneath and got it. Oh, what a play. Ian Jackson went up and under with a beautiful move, slicing through the defense. 39-32 St. John's. Kansas with the ball. Council looks, drives baseline, dribbles it off his foot. We're going the other way. Another turnover. St. John's is playing well. They are getting, that was a beautiful, there was ball all over the court, bodies all over the court, and Jackson just grabbed the ball off the dribble, went up over with his right hand over Council, brought it down and sliced through the defense and then up and under. One of the prettier layups you will ever see. And now St. John's has a 7-point lead, 39-32. 15:55 to go. St. John's has the ball. Hopkins, right elbow. Looking, being guarded by Tillman. Puts it on the deck, up and no good. He missed the layup. And here comes Kansas. Kansas and Council going all the way with a head of speed. With a bunch of speed up the court. Head of steam, I should have said. There's the top of the 3. Top of the 30, got it. Oh, big shot. Peterson hits a 3, and they got to get him going. He is the engine that's going to get them back into this game. A 3-point bucket. Peterson with 12 points, 3 for 8 from the field. Still not up to his regular self, but not bad. Much better than it's been. 39-35. St. John Zuby drives right hand, goes up with the layup and in. Zuby edge of 4. 41-35. St. John's. As now they go back and forth, continue scoring here. Defense has just eased up for a bit in the last 2 or 3 minutes. 6-point lead for St. John's. Again, trouble getting it in is Kansas. They do, and St. John's will back off. Peterson with the ball. Over the timeline into the front court. Peterson drives with right hand, pulls up for a 3. Another one. No good. Rims around and out. St. John's gets the rebound. That was a heat check right there by Peterson. Here goes Sellers. Out. Hopkins up top. Sannon for 3. Got it. Oh, big shot. 44-35. St. John's just with the 3 bombs all day. I mean, there's no way Kansas is prepared for this because they don't do this. Here's on the other end. Throws it up, alley-oop, and it's caught and put in by Bagunda. And St. John's will now slow it down. 14:08 to go. 44-37. St. John's with the lead. Hands it off. Hopkins has it. Top of the key. Puts it on the deck. Left hand. Finds Jackson in the corner. Back to Hopkins. He thought about a 3, then thought better of it. Gets it down low now to Zuby. Zuby backing in on his defender. Back out to Hopkins. Left wing. Throws a 3 up and it's good. Around and in. Bryce Hopkins, 47-37. 10-point lead for St. John's. Here's Kansas. They almost turn it over, and they do. The pass was deflected. St. John's gets the ball. And a timeout on the floor. 13:32 to go. Second half. 10-point lead for St. John's. This is the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports.
You're listening to the NCAA men's basketball tournament on Locked Up Sports. Baseball is right around the corner. Warm weather, blue skies, and the crack of the bat. Spring training is here. Nobody covers the Yankees. Nobody covers the Mets like Locked Up Sports. Daily expert takes all season long the best baseball coverage on the internet.
I'm Bob Walters, host of Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Join myself and Brett Grasso every week as we break down all the happenings from the best sports town in the world and have conversations with some of the biggest names in New York sports, including former Mets general manager Steve Phillips.
We need a star player, but let's go get Piazza, and I finally got approval to do it.
The man who revolutionized special teams in the NFL, Coach Mike Westhoff.
But, all the things that he got accused of, he did them all. I know. Trust me, I know. He did them all.
And New York sports talk legend Joe Beningo, just to name a few.
But they gave this guy $35 million a year, $350 million for 10 years. What the hell were they thinking with this guy?
Yeah. If you're a sports fan, this is the podcast for you. We have all the insights, laughs, and entertaining perspectives you crave. Whether you're looking for a funny take on your favorite team or informative and entertaining conversation, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Subscribe today for the most entertaining and informative sports podcast around. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Back to the final whistle.
Don't go anywhere.
Stick around for the Locked Up Sports postgame show. Breakdowns, highlights, and the stories you can't miss. And tomorrow, we're back live to wrap up everything from the big game.
This isn't national sports talk. This is New York. And when it comes to their sports talk, they won't settle for anything less than the very best. That's why more New Yorkers get their sports talk from Locked Up Sports than anywhere else. The best New York sports talk on the internet.
You're listening. Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
You're listening to the Big East Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
47-37, St. John's with a 10-point lead. 13:32 to go. 13:32 to go. Second half, a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Here, St. John's trying to make their first Sweet 16 since 1999, where they made a run to the Elite Eight. But they have been really good today. I mean, listen, the offense has picked up, the shooting has picked up. St. John's shocking the world here by shooting the threes the way they are. But hey, it's working. You take what you get in the NCAA tournament. In the front court, Zuby has it for St. John's. 10-point lead in the ball. Here's the three from Jackson, no good. Rebound out of bounds off of Kansas, no, off of St. John's. I don't know about that. Let's see if they decide to challenge it. It looked like it was off of Kansas. Let's see with the replay. Yeah, no, maybe Zuby got his hand in there and knocked it out. That's a good call, actually. That's a good call. And the crowd sees it on the Jumbotron, and they start to realize, the Johnny's fans at least. So Patino looking for the win, looking to bring St. John's to the Sweet 16 for his first time. As the referees are discussing this, maybe they are going to challenge it. Let's see what they... No, it's going to be just a timeout on the floor, I believe, unless it's a officials review. But hey, either way, St. John's in this one, and the three-point shooting has really been the story for St. John's. The defense has been excellent, but the three-point shooting has been it, and they've kept Peterson at bay for Kansas. That's really the big thing. Ejiofor with 11, Mitchell with 4, Sellers with 3. And Bryce Hopkins, the leading scorer, the game's leading scorer, with 15, as he has just been really, really good. He's 5 of 8 from 3. So he's got all of his points from the three-point line. He's 5 of 11 from the field total. But, I mean, Bryce Hopkins does not shoot three-pointers like that. But he can. Clearly he can. But the way that the Giants have shot it today, it's incredible. They are 10 of 30%, 33%. From three-pointers, 3 of 9 for Kansas, and the other big ones here is the turnovers. The turnovers, St. John's has 12 points off turnovers. The rebounds they're getting, let's see what the rebounds, hold on. Yeah, rebounds, the offensive rebounds are 7-3 St. John's, but the defensive rebounds are even, 21-20. So the points off of turnovers, the turnovers, 12-5. Kansas with 12 turnovers. It's a lot of turnovers. They're on pace for probably around 16 or 17. And you're not going to beat St. John's. Just ask Connecticut. They found that out. You're not going to beat St. John's to turn the ball over 15, 16 times. But we got a 10-point lead. There's still plenty of time here. Listen, Peterson is going to be a lottery pick in the NBA. He can pick it up and take a game over at any time. You know, he might only have 11 points now, but he could very easily put together, you know, a 5-minute stretch where he scores 12 points. So that's why Kansas is really never really out of it. But St. John's has controlled the game from the tip. They had a fast start, just like they did last game, and the 3 games prior to that. Fast starts, hitting threes early, kind of, you know, knocking the team down before the game, before they even get involved in the game. I mean, the last couple games it was 10-0, 14-0, 14-3. You know, all the way back to the Big East tournament. So St. John's with a 10-point lead here. We'll go quick. We'll give you scores from around the NCAA tournament. 1 second. You got a couple games going on. You got the big one is UConn and UCLA. But right now you got Virginia and trailing Tennessee 36-29. That game late in the first half. That's the only other game going on right now. There are more games later tonight. And at the end of the night, we will have 16 teams left standing. Here's Kansas into the front court now as they inbound the ball. 13 minutes. They trail by 10. A quick whistle. And a foul called against Sellers. And he doesn't like it, but they're going to take Sellers out now as that is his 3rd personal. Uzziah Sellers will hit the bench. And into the game, who'd they substitute in for him? Might be Sannon. Let's see. Kansas gets the ball in. They need some points here. Up top now. Mbia. Now to Peterson. Peterson looking one-on-one with Hopkins. Looks, crosses him over, and a foul called. Hopkins reached in. He thought he was fouled. He thought he caught something in the face right there. But it was called on him. Tennessee, like we said, 5-point lead. That game is about to go to half. Iowa and Florida will play later tonight. So will UConn and UCLA and Arizona and Utah State. Here's Peterson, a fadeaway jumper, no good off the rim. Rebound tapped around, but comes to St. John's. Jackson left side. Here's Sannon. He thinks about the 3. Now gets into the corner. Here's the 3 from Sannon. No good. And Kansas gets the rebound, and then they bring it up into the front court. Kansas. Jackson has it. Jackson looking. Gets it up to Council. Council drives. He's got room into the paint. Drops it off a pass. And it's a Banya. No good. Mbia. Underneath the hoop. Went up with a good pass. Underneath, but he was surrounded by Johnnies. 3 of them right there. And he somehow fought his way up through their hands to draw the foul. And he'll shoot a pair of free throws. 47-37, 12:23 to go. Free throw, first one on its way is good. Banks it off the glass. 9-point lead for St. John's. Bedunga checks back in for Kansas. Second one on its way. Missed it off the back of the iron. Rebound up for it goes Jackson, and he pulls it down. It's a 9-point lead for St. John's. 12:15 to go, second half. Winner to the Sweet 16. Finds Hopkins. Hopkins been red hot from 3 up top now with Zuby. Zuby drives into the paint. Up with the left hand. He's blocked. Oh, and they call a foul. Oh, a foul on Mbia, who looked like he got all ball, but let's see if he gets some of his hand here. He didn't like the call. No, yeah, he did. He bumped him in the face. As Zuby went up, it'll be free throws for Zuby Ejiofor. 9-point lead for St. John's. First one on its way is good. 48-38, 10-point lead for the Red Storm. 12 points for Zuby. 8 rebounds. Second one on its way. Front of the iron, no good. Rebound bounced around and picked up by Kansas. They're going to push it now into the front court. Council to Peterson up top. He puts the brakes on. Now drives. Left hand. Dribble into the paint. Now he throws it away. Almost throws it away. It's picked up. Kansas got it on the break there. Council has it. Goes between the legs. Drives in the baseline. Out to Abayo. No. He's going to have it. And he dribbles it back outside. Driving now is Jackson up, and he's blocked out of bounds. No, it was last touched by Kansas. Another turnover by the Kansas Jayhawks. And St. John's will take over. And I'm telling you what, they are not happy. The Kansas Jayhawk fans. 48-38, 11:39 to go in the second half. This is the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Miss any of the tournament action? Don't worry. Locked Up Sports has you covered. Daily recap shows Thursday through Sunday catch you up and update your brackets on all that day's action. Make sure you're ready for the next tip-off. Download Locked Up Sports anywhere you get your podcasts.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
New Yorkers take their sports seriously, so we hit the streets.
Locked Up Sports is the best.
They get the best guests. They don't fake it. They're real New York. Best New York sports talk on the internet.
See ya! Locked Up Sports!
Legends are born in March, and this March will be no different. Locked Up Sports is your home for all the madness. Join us March 11th through 14th for all the Big East tournament action. Our selection show on the 15th, then keep it locked in starting March 19th. From practice floors to packed arenas, from the bracket reveal to the final buzzer, we've got every moment covered. It all starts here. LockedUpSports.com. Stream and subscribe today.
What's up, NFL fans? Quarterback Josh Dobbs here. You may know me as the Pastronaut.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing, and getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Space isn't just for the astronauts.
It's for all of us. It's not just for engineers like myself. It's for teachers,
students,
designers, mechanics, scientists,
and millions of football fans across the world.
3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time.
After all, there are no limits when there are footprints on the moon. Find your place in space. Space for all.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
All right, welcome back here in San Diego. St. John's with a 10-point lead. As we come down to 11.5 to go, St. John's 10-point lead in the ball. They have led throughout. Here is Sellers now in the front court. Gives it to Darling, back to Sellers. Short air ball off the 3. Rebound. Oh, beautiful play by Hopkins, who threw it off one of the Kansas players and it went out of bounds. Beautiful play. Heads up play by Bryce Hopkins. And St. John's will retain possession into the corner now. Jackson has it. Jackson looking, dribbles it back up top. Right wing, gets it back in the handle. Thinks about a 3, then he puts it on the deck, drives into the baseline, and he's rejected by Peterson, who comes away with it. Here comes Kansas. Peterson has it, hesitates now, puts it on the deck, and slows it down as he decides to not drive it into the paint. Here's Council now. Council, left-hand dribble, now crossing over. Looking, picks up his dribble, gets it to Badunga. Badunga back to Peterson for 3. No good, off the iron. And St. John's has it. Just terrible shooting all night from Kansas. They could not get anything to drop. Here's Sellers driving now between the legs, into the paint, throws it high off the glass and in. And the foul. Oh, no foul. 50-38. St. John's with the lead. They can start to feel it. The St. John's fans are on their feet. Here goes Peterson into the paint, throws up a runner, and he got it to fall. Oh, beautiful play. Peterson, strong layup as he had to fight through some arms, put it up, and he's got 14 points. 10-point St. John's lead. Prey has it for the Johnnies up top. Now it's Jackson. Jackson has it, thinks about it. Now hands it to Prey, back to Jackson. St. John's 10 to shoot. Into the lane goes Hopkins, 15-footer, fall away jumper, no good. Rebound is loose, it's tied up, and they're going to call a foul on Mitchell. Runner reach in, trying to get his hands on the ball. But Ian Jackson with a beautiful drive last time down the floor, went high off the glass. St. John's has really played better in this second half. Kansas has the same problems here in the second half that they had in the first. They've made 15 field goals. They have 13 turnovers. That is not a way to win an NCAA tournament game, or any game for that matter. Kansas inbounding the ball. It's stripped and it's out of bounds. It is St. John's basketball off of the leg. Oh, man. Off of the leg of Rosario after it was stripped by Hopkins. Out of bounds. St. John's ball. Another turnover by Kansas as they just continue to give the ball right back to St. John's. Tough spot to inbound underneath the hoop in the corner. They get it in. Prey has it. Hands it to Darling. Darling now brings it out up top to set up the offense. Here's Jackson. Mitchell has it. Mitchell drives the baseline off the glass and in. He's got it. Oh, big shot. 52-40. St. John's with a 12-point lead. And they are starting to pull away a little bit. An 8-2 run for St. John's. 9:20 to go. Here's Council. Hands it off to Rosario. Now Mitchell. Peterson has it now. McDowell gets it inside to Badunga. He drives left hand. Covered by St. John's. Throws it up off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound. Now he throws it into the hands of St. John's. Another turnover. Oh, my goodness. And St. John's will slow it down. 3 straight turnovers by Kansas. 52-40. 15 turnovers. Darling with the ball. Darling puts it on the deck. Right-hand dribble. Gets it inside. Here's Mitchell up and in. He got it. Mitchell, and they're on their feet here in San Diego. 14-point lead for St. John's. 8:51 to go. St. John's is looking like a team that could be headed to the Sweet 16. A lot of time left. Almost under 9 minutes to play. St. John's with a 54-40 lead. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Locked Up Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
It's Tom McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
$14-point lead for St. John's as they have really put the pedal down, put the pedal to the metal here in the second half and just played very well after a rough first half. Luckily for them, Kansas has not played well at all. I mean, 15 turnovers. They just keep turning the ball over, and they can never get any rhythm going. 54-40, Kansas with the ball. St. John's looks like they're going to do full-court press again here. Running the baseline is the inbounder. He gets it into Peterson. Peterson's going to have to be the man that leads this comeback for Kansas if they're going to come back. 12 of 31 from two-point range is Kansas all night. Into the corner. Now it's Rosario. White has it. White throws a lob into Badunga, and he puts it off the glass and in. Pretty pass on the interior there by Kansas, by Rosario. 54-42. 8:20 to go. Second half. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Hopkins has it. Left wing now to Sannon. Sannon looks to drive, pulls up his dribble. Now he gets it to Sellers. Down low, Prey. Prey into the paint, banging bodies up with the right hand, and good. Oh, pretty move by St. John's, and a foul is called. Ruben Prey down into the hoop, banging bodies, went up with a right-hand hook shot. It fell over the rim, over the front of the rim and in. And St. John's is really feeling it. They are playing real well the last couple minutes. Ruben Prey with 5 points, trying to make it a 3-point play. On its way off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound. And a foul called on the rebound. And it's on Mitchell. That's the 6th team foul. And Kansas, listen, nothing is dropping for Kansas here tonight. Nothing is dropping all day for this team. They can't, they're missing layups, they're missing shots, they're shooting 30%. Another game just underway, Florida and Iowa, just underway for a trip to the Sweet 16. That one is 2-1 versus 9. Mitchell, 8 points for St. John's. The defense is smothering as well. Here comes into the council, has it. Here's a 3 from the corner, and he got it. Oh, big shot, Rosario, his first 3 of the game. And that puts it that. Now it's a 9-point, that's an 11-point lead for St. John's. 56-45, 7:40 to play, second half. Prey has it, hands it to Sannon. Sannon to Hopkins up top. Hopkins now back near midcourt. Dribbles between the legs, looking, deciding what to do. Gets it to Darling. Now bounce pass in low to the blocks. To Zuby, he fadeaway, right-handed is good. A right-hand fadeaway hook shot. Falls over the front of the iron and in. It's a 58-45 lead for St. John's. Peterson has it into the front court. Peterson hesitates, now drives off the glass, and he's fouled. And Darren Peterson will be shooting free throws. Zuby Ejiofor, a tough move, falling away from the hoop with the right hand hook shot, and it falls over the front of the rim and in. And it's a 13-point St. John's lead, 58-45. Thank you, everybody who's watching. Thank you, everybody who's listening to the stream here today. We want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share the stream, like the stream, and subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. If you are somewhere else, make sure you like or follow our page, whether it be our Facebook group page, Locked Up Sports Podcast, or our page on Facebook, Locked Up Sports, as well as on Instagram, TikTok, X, and all your social media needs. We're there on all of them. So make sure you follow us there and check out our newest episode. We have the Sean McDonough interview, which was just a lot of fun to do. And we have a show that we put out here today, earlier this afternoon, where we talk a little Mets and we talk a little St. John's in this game and the tournament in general. No Cinderellas this year. It hasn't been one of those crazy upsets all over the place type of tournament, buzzer beaters all over the place type of tournaments. But, you know, that leads to better basketball down the road. That's what I tell people. Yeah, you might not have gotten, your 14 seed into the Sweet 16. The lowest seed into the Sweet 16 thus far is the 11 seed Texas, who had to play in the play-in game. And there hasn't been a million buzzer beaters. There was the Kentucky game where they had the back-to-back threes that sent it to overtime. And then there was the VCU game last night where they lost to Nebraska, who punched their first ticket in the history of the school, which is hard to believe, to the Sweet 16. St. John's trying to get their first Sweet 16 appearance since 1999, where they lost in the Elite Eight. And Kansas, who was, they're a perennial tournament team and a perennial Sweet 16 team. They make the Sweet 16 a lot. They're coming off their first round win, 68-60 over Cal Baptist. Darren Peterson was the story of that game. 28 points. He averages over 20 a game. He's going to be a lottery pick in the NBA. And St. John's has really held him to, for his standards, almost nothing. He has 11 points. I believe it's, let me get you his official stats right here. Yeah, so Peterson has 14 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, and he's played 28 minutes. So, listen, 7:10 to go, not much time left. St. John's just got to hold on. They got a 13-point lead, and they'll be on their way to the East Regionals and possibly and a date with Duke. 58-45. St. John's shooting 36% from the field. Kansas shooting 40% from the field. Peterson on the line, and he misses the front end of the 1-on-1. And it's rebound to St. John's. St. John's has it in the front court now. It is Sannon. Sannon bounce pass to Zuby. Now hands it off to Darling, who's going to run the offense here. Set up the play. Puts it on the deck. Right side. Here's Hopkins. Hopkins looks, drives. Fakes a headshot. Back to Zuby for three. No good. Rebound tipped around. Down goes Prey. And it's Kansas ball, no whistle. Into the front court. Left wing. Puts it on the deck. Back out. Here's a three for Council. Got it. Oh. Kansas with a big shot. It's a 58-48. 10-point lead for St. John's. Darling has it. They better get it over the timeline. They just barely do. And now they can set up the offense. Zuby hands it to Sannon. Sannon looking for a spot to shoot. Finds Darling for three in the corner, and it's blocked. And here comes Kansas. Now they're going to run with it. St. John's 2-on-2. Goes Peterson to the hole, and he foul. A foul on Peterson. He will shoot free throws. They don't like it here, but hey, you know what? It was a foul. So a little spurt here from Kansas as they get a big three. They cut it to 10, and on the other end, a turnover by St. John's. A bad-looking shot by Darling. Here's the free throw. It's good. As Peterson is slowly getting his numbers up there. He's going to right around his average of 20 points. Still time left in this one. Still 5:59 to go. Second free throw, good. He made them both. It's an 8-point lead for St. John's. The scoreboard on the screen, on our screen, is not working for whatever reason. Let me see if I can get it. But anyway, into the front court. St. John's with the ball. Zuby has it. Puts it on the deck. Hands it off to Jackson. Now it's Sannon. Sannon looks, drives into the lane, off the glass. No good. Too strong. Rebound batted around and handled by Peterson. He went and got it. 58-50. 5:25 to go. Peterson with the ball, driving in off the glass. He got it on the layup and the foul. Peterson has come to life. He's taken this game over in the last couple minutes. 58-52. Oh, man. Timeout on the floor. St. John's lead has shrunk to 6 points. And Peterson's going to try. He has a shot to make it 5 points. 58-52. You're listening to Locked Up Sports on the coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now. Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
All right, we're back. Sorry about the time thing. It's all fixed, guys. So you have the correct time and score, although I don't know why the time's not running down. There we go. So it's St. John's with the ball in the front court. In the corner, gives it to Sannon. Sannon looking, being double-teamed. Oh, nice bounce pass to Zuby underneath, and he can't get it. Now he picks up his own rebound, puts it on the deck, drives into the paint, right hand, and it's good. Oh, Zuby, edge of four. Got his own rebound, and it is a 60-53 lead for St. John's. And there's another turnover by Kansas. St. John's has it into the front court, driving all the way, and it's no good. But a foul is called. Jackson will go to the line. Another Kansas turnover. Man, they just cannot get it right here. They can't do anything by turning this ball over. Just as they're about to get into the game, Zuby sticks his hand into Peterson and steals it. St. John's inbound underneath the hoop. They get it in. Jackson. Now Mitchell has it. Mitchell bounces it down to Zuby. Zuby just inside the three-point line. Puts it on the deck. Spins into the thing with his right hand and good. Zuby Ejiofor. Beautiful. Spinning layup. 62-53. 4:10 to go. Here's Peterson driving, looking up with the right hand high off the glass and in. 13, and it's a 7-point lead for St. John's. 4 minutes to go. And now the crowd getting into it here. 62-55. St. John's in the front court. Zuby with it up top. Hands it off to Sannon. Left wing now for Mitchell. Mitchell drives, looks at it, he throws it off of Kansas and back off of his hand. Out of bounds. Turnover St. John's. Bettino was screaming at Mitchell. Timeout on the floor. Oh, man. St. John's, after some two beautiful possessions down the court, with Zuby Ejiofor scoring on both of them, they go and I have a dumb turnover like that. Zuby's got 18 points. And St. John's is let Kansas get back into this game. It's a 7-point lead. This is now the under 3 timeout, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is the NCAA Men's Tournament on Locked Up Sports.
Baseball is right around the corner. Warm weather, blue skies, and the crack of the bat. Spring training is here. Nobody covers the Yankees. Nobody covers the Mets like Locked Up Sports. Daily expert takes all season long the best baseball coverage on the internet.
I'm Bob Walters, host of Locked Up Sports, the best New York sports talk on the internet. Join myself and Brett Grasso every week and we break down all the happenings from the best sports town in the world and have conversations with some of the biggest names in New York sports, including former Mets general manager Steve Phillips.
We need a star player, but let's go get Piazza, and I finally got approval to do it.
The man who revolutionized special teams in the NFL, Coach Mike Westhoff.
But, all the things that he got accused of, he did them all. I know. Trust me, I know. He did them all.
And New York sports talk legend Joe Beningo, just to name a few.
But they gave this guy $35 million a year, $350 million for 10 years. What the hell were they thinking with this guy?
Yeah. If you're a sports fan, this is the podcast for you. We have all the insights, laughs, and entertaining perspectives you crave. Whether you're looking for a funny take on your favorite team or informative and entertaining conversation, Locked Up Sports has you covered. Subscribe today for the most entertaining and informative sports podcast around. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Back to the final whistle.
Don't go anywhere.
Stick around for the Locked Up Sports postgame show. Breakdowns, highlights, and the stories you can't miss. And tomorrow, we're back live to wrap up everything from the big game.
This isn't national sports talk. This is New York. And when it comes to their sports talk, they won't settle for anything less than the very best. That's why more New Yorkers get their sports talk from Locked Up Sports than anywhere else. The best New York sports talk on the internet.
You're listening to the NFL.
It's Don McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports. It's Don McDonough, and you're listening to Locked Up Sports.
Under 4 minutes to go, 7-point lead for St. John's as they have just turned the ball over a couple times. The last one was not a good play at all by Mitchell, throwing it, basically right to the other team, which Kansas has done the whole game. Zuby Ejiofor coming to life here in the second half, 18 points on the night. Elsewhere around the NCAA tournament, 38-34, Tennessee, the 6th seed, with a lead on the 3 seed, Virginia and Philadelphia. That game started the second half. Winner of that game will play Iowa State, who beat Kentucky earlier today. So here we go now. Under 3:30 to go. Second half, a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Kansas with the ball. Council gives it to Bagunda. Back to Council. Peterson on the floor too. He has not touched it yet this possession. Council left hand gives it now to Peterson. Peterson drives, looking, gets it inside, up, and reverse layup is good by White. It's a 5-point lead for St. John's. 3:05 to go. Zuby has it. St. John's needs to calm down here. They need to settle down. Oh, and there's a turnover. Nope. It's picked up in the backcourt. Almost oh, yep, there it is. They called it. It's a turnover. It's an over and back. It was last touched by St. John's. I thought it was. Oh, St. John's falling apart here in the last couple minutes. It's a 5-point lead. The ball was poked away by, I believe, Peterson. No, it was poked away. A good play. As he poked it away, coming across, guarding another man. Went off of the leg of Mitchell, I believe, and into the backcourt, over and back. Here comes Kansas now. Kansas, White has it. Right side, Council. Council being guarded hard. Here's a three from Peterson. No good. Back heel of the iron. Oh, what a rebound. Up and in. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's a 62-59 3-point lead. That was a beautiful layup. Sannon has it up top. Sannon puts it on the deck. Now it's Hopkins. Hopkins drives into the left lane. Oh, and it's blocked, rejected. Here comes Kansas. They can tie it. Coming in, putting it up. Council off the rim, no good. And it's loose on the floor. Bodies everywhere. Kansas has it again. Back Peterson for the tie and a three. In and out, no good. Rebound, tap back in. Oh, it's a 2-point game. Timeout on the floor. 62-61. Kansas on a huge run here. 62-61. 2:37 to go, or 1:56 to go. Under 2 minutes. And St. John's is going to be kicking themselves. They have just out of nowhere fallen apart in the last 4 minutes or so of game time. They were in control of this game with a 10-point lead for most of the second half. And Kansas has just come roaring back. And they have all the momentum. St. John's really needs to settle down. I think they could have used a timeout after the last bucket. Kansas was very close to time. Peterson came out with the rebound after the bodies all over the floor. Took a three, and it was halfway down. So now, as we thought, though, we said this game was probably going to come down to one possession. And here we are. With under 2 minutes to go, it's a 1-point game for St. John's with St. John's with the lead. That was a great rebound by Rosario, who came down with it, and then the putback. The offensive boards just in the last couple of minutes have just gone right over to Kansas. St. John's has 9 fouls. Kansas has only 2 team fouls here in the second half. So they can play as aggressive as they want here in the last 2 minutes and not worry about St. John's having free throws. They have 5 fouls to give with 2 minutes left in the half. The possession arrow does belong to St. John's. But these rebounds are going to be so huge now going forward. St. John's got to get their act together with the offensive boards. On the defensive boards. Here comes St. John's 16-4 run in the last 5 minutes for Kansas. They trail by 1. Hopkins has it in the front court on the left wing. Clock ticks down to 1:35. Hopkins puts it on the deck. Looking, hands it off to Darling. Darling back to Hopkins on the right wing for 3. Got it. Oh, big shot. And it's a 4-point lead. Big shot for St. John's as they go right back to the 3. Unbelievable. And Hopkins hits it. Now at the other end, into the front court, it's Council. Council puts it between his legs at the 3-point line. Now bounce pass out to Rosario. Drives, pulls up, leans into the shot. No good. Rebound. And they go out of bounds. Oh, what a play. Rosario saved it to White, and he put it in. 65-63. Under a minute to go. Here we go now. St. John's with the ball in the front court. Darling has it. Darling, 15 to shoot, 40 seconds left on the game clock. 2-point lead for St. John's. Darling puts it on the floor, drives into the lane, bounce pass out to Mitchell. Mitchell up top. Hopkins again for three. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound to Kansas, and here they come. They're going to push it. Council into the front court. 25 seconds to go. 2-point lead for St. John's, and a timeout. A timeout on the floor with 24.4 seconds left in the game. 65-63 St. John's. Oh, Hopkins missed that second three-pointer. He almost iced the game for St. John's. A great pass on the other end underneath the hoop. Somehow, Rosario was able to get it to White. Let's see the replay here. Oh, man. It wasn't Rosario. It was Council. Oh, man. So here we go. Reset for you. No timeouts for either team. St. John's with 19 fouls. Kansas only with 2, so they can do whatever they want aggressive-wise. 1 challenge left for Kansas. Possession arrow to St. John's. Kansas has the ball. 24.4 seconds on the clock. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Man, this has been a back-and-forth game. A game that was so poorly played in the first half, offensively at least. Neither team could hit a bucket for a lot of this game. St. John's taking a ton of three-pointers, which you never see. Just a weird game all around. And now it comes down to this. Who's going to be the March Madness hero? What team is he going to be on? 24 and 4/10 to go. This is huge. You got to prevent against the offensive rebounds if you're St. John's. That's got to be the focus here. When the shot goes up, you got to get the rebound if it doesn't go down. You got to figure Peterson's going to be the one taking the shot for Kansas. They put a little bit of time on the clock, an extra 7/10, 25.1 to go. So it's about a second difference. Shot clock to game clock. They inbound it into the backcourt. Here's Peterson. Peterson takes it. He's going to walk it up over with 18 seconds to go. Into the front court. 15 to go. Peterson drives right hand baseline, throws up a wild shot. No good. He's fouled. Oh, he's fouled. St. John's fouls Peterson. A good free throw shooter is going to go to the line. They took that shot a little quicker than I thought they would. 13 seconds left on the game clock still. I don't know. The foul, man. Peterson with 2 huge free throws. First one on the way. Got it. 65-64. Second free throw. Peterson trying to tie this thing up. 14.1 to go. Here's on its way. Got them both. Big free throws for Darren Peterson. St. John's with 14 seconds and a chance to win. And they inbounded. What happened here? And it's going to be a timeout. Timeout. I don't know what happened here. They're going to they blew the whistle. St. John's are going to inbound it again. 13.1 to go. Look at, they got to get it in. They do. To Zuby. Zuby has it, puts it on the floor, and he's fouled. Why are they fouling in a tie game? Oh, because they have, okay, I know why they're fouling. They're fouling because they have 7 fouls to give. So they figure that just foul them on the way up. It's not a bad strategy. 14 fouls now for Kansas, still with 2 to give. Gets it inbound. Darling has it. Up. 9 seconds to go. Here we go. Darling into the front court. He's fouled again. And they're going to make St. John's inbound it again. Not a bad strategy by Bill Self. They still have a foul to give with 6.8 to go. You got to be careful, though, now that it's going to be, it's still in the backcourt, but you got to be careful St. John's doesn't shoot the ball and you foul them if you're Kansas and put them on the line. 6.8 to go. St. John's inbounding the ball in the backcourt. Dylan Darling has it. Look, he's got to go. He's got 5 seconds to go, and they foul him again with 3.9. Again, another foul. 4 straight fouls by Kansas. Not a bad strategy. Now they got to be careful, though, because now they have no fouls to give. A foul puts St. John's at the line for a 1-on-1, but there's only 3 seconds left. They killed off most of this time. Darling comes in into the bench. Looking, drives, puts it up for the win. Got it. St. John's wins it. Dylan Darling at the buzzer. And on to the Sweet 16. Go St. John's for the first time since 1999. Great strategy, but it didn't work for Kansas. And St. John's is dancing. They survive and advance. Dylan Darling all the way to the hoop. A layup wins it. 67-65 is the final. Wow. He went a long way with just 3 seconds. He got it all the way to the hoop, put it up with the right hand off the glass. It definitely is before the buzzer. And St. John's mobs off the bench all over Dylan Darling, who's been such a big player for St. John's this year. And he wins it. And St. John's on to the Sweet 16. Kansas is out. What a game. We were just saying not many buzzer beaters in this tournament so far. Well, there was one by Dylan Darling, and St. John's continues the dream season into the Sweet 16 in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for listening. What a game. St. John's is still alive, 67-65. Dylan Darling's the hero with the buzzer beater. St. John's wins it. They go to the Sweet 16 next week. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. I'm Bob Walters. St. John's wins. See ya.
You're listening to the Big East Tournament on Locked Up Sports.